It's a lot later than the time I usually make videos because I have a life. And that life consists of eating Italian food and watching Say Yes to the Dress Atlanta for a couple hours. So excuse me. Hey people! It is VEDA Day 5. High five your face. It's also Phobia Friday, which means I'm going to tell you something I'm afraid of. Because that's what a phobia is. Not... okay, you know that. Initially, I was going to talk about feet. Then I realized I'm not really afraid of feet. I just don't like them. They're kind of disgusting sometimes. What if I really was afraid of feet? And every time I looked down, I screamed. And just imagine that. That would be really funny. Anyways, I've decided that I'm going to talk about something that I'm actually afraid of, and that is embarrassing myself in front of large groups of people. So let's get down to it. Why do I always say that? I don't know. I'm just gonna make it a thing. Let's get down to it. So I'm gonna make it a thing that I look up what the actual word is for my fear, like arachnophobia is being afraid of spiders. So I'm gonna look up what being afraid of being embarrassed in front of people word is. Using my trusty computer. Oh, I've heard this word before. It's agoraphobia. I have agoraphobia. That sounds like a disease. It is a disease. An internal emotional disease. Okay, we're done with that. I've had agoraphobia for a really long time. Don't even remember when I first had it. I'm just not a person that likes getting up in front of people. And it's not really public speaking that I have a problem with. It's more getting up in front of some people and not knowing what I'm doing and messing up. If I'm going to get up in front of people and say something and I have a written out thing that I have to read, I'll be fine. If you mess up a word, you can just go back and say it and it's not a big deal. What I'm really talking about is getting up in front of people and singing by yourself. Being in a play. My older sister, she was a thespian in high school, which if you don't know what that means, it is someone who does the dramatic arts. She was in plays, she did a lot of really cool stuff, and I always admired her for that, and I would love to do that kind of stuff. Part of me is like, yeah, do that. You totally could do that. People that are in theater are super cool, and you probably have a lot in common with all of them. The drama teacher at my high school is one of the coolest teachers ever. She knows my sister really well, and I want to be in her class, and I'm going to be next year. And I'm really nervous for it because I always have this feeling that if I get in front of people and I mess up, that I'm going to be judged so hard. And I know that's usually not how it is, but there's always a part of me inside that's like, you're gonna mess up and people are gonna hate you. And I can't get away from it, and I don't know why. I just have this fear of being in a play and forgetting a line and then the whole play falling apart and there's fires and children are being slain and the whole place collapses inside itself. Basically, it's just like what would happen if North Korea actually came and got us. Knock on wood, this desk is made of wood. That's a whole nother subject. I don't know how to get over this fear. I've always had it. I've always been self-conscious and I've always just felt like I mess up a lot of things and never say the right things. I need to get over that because that's a terrible thing to think about yourself, and I know it, and the worst part is that I know it and I'm not doing anything to help it. Ooh. I hope you enjoyed. If you didn't, I'm sorry. There's always tomorrow. And speaking of, I will see you guys tomorrow.
What just happened?
Today at the end of my science class, we have this time at the end of the day, like 10 minutes, where we can just sit there and do whatever we want. And one of the counselors at my school came in, and my teacher's name is Mr. Miller. And he goes, "Hey, Mr. Miller, how's mushroom season going?" Then they spent the next 10 minutes talking about fertilizer and mushrooms in their gardens, and they're like two old men just talking about gardens. I never know what to talk about at the end of these videos. I'm just gonna turn the camera off now.